Where do I start? Thought I'd just sit here and just talk, just reflect on life with so much evil, rampant like that. I'll be 65 in April. And so I'm from the faith. What I saw, what I experienced as young, when I was younger, and what I see now is night and day. I mean, there wasn't so much vengeance and hatefulness you see now, but I find myself cornered in the corner. And the thing is, when I learned at the hospital, when I was having a checkup, this happened a couple years back in 2019. I was at the hospital for seeing a specialist for something else, some other issues. One of those that don't go to the hospital. And I went to the hospital for something else. You know, I was right there at the hospital. And I'm sitting, they took me inside the office, waiting for the doctor to come in, the examination room. And when he came in, I looked at him. I liked this doctor. Smile, talk for about a minute. And then all of a sudden, I felt this sensation, like this sucking sensation, something you see like in a movie where your body disattached and your spirit, you're like your body, like your spirit disattached from your body. Then you come back in a flash. And then you're looking at the doctor and you got that concerned look on his face. All of a sudden, happiness and conversation turned to a serious look. Since I used to be military police and I worked security in the federal courthouse back before the metal detecting day, you look at people's eyes and you could tell in their eyes their intention. If they're good spirit, bad spirit, or it's so hard to explain. It's a gift. Did that for 7 years, 3 years in the military. And then you're taken downstairs. So we need to get you downstairs, emergency. And they're waiting for you. And then you lay down one of these carts and you're going down the hallway. This door is opened up. Then you're going down this corridor. And then you pass out. But when you pass out, you see this opening, like these lights you see in this picture right here. They were like butterflies, like lights. And it was like circular. And you stared at them and stared at them. And there was no pain. It was peaceful. You were transfixed, mirando la luce. You focused on the light and you felt a peaceful, beautiful presence. And I knew it happened to me when I was serving in the military, in the army, in Panama, doing jungle patrol over there by Fort Sherman, jungle school. And I was a scout. I was the guy up front, with the machete, doing the path, cutting the path for the rest of the squad behind me. So I was up front. And I accidentally hit a killer bee hornet nest, a big one too. And they swarmed at me. So it was a medevac. That's when a Huey helicopter comes in. You black out, you're in and out, you're in and out. You see the helicopter coming down, you're on the ground, and you're being put on the helicopter, medevac to the hospital. So I knew this time when I was here, fast forwarding back to this latest episode. So I kind of knew, anyway, this looks kind of familiar, but I'm not freaking out. This time, I'm at peace. I'm at peace. And as I go further into this tunnel, this passageway with all these little lights surrounding to the left, to the right, I was very observant this time, very observant. I knew I was home and I didn't feel no body. There was no body, there was no pain, nada. Me sentí tranquilo. La vi la luz. Vi una luz bien bonito, lumbrao. I don't know how much time. There was no time. I don't know how much time I was there. And I never asked them when I snapped out of it how long I was knocked out for, how long I was gone. Never did ask them that. But I remember a lot of the conversation, but it was thoughts. It was a thought. And I only remember this vividly, and to this very moment here right now. I remember it if it was like yesterday. I didn't want to come back. So you need to go back. I pleaded. It's not your time. And next thing you know, in the blink of an eye, I don't know how long it was, I open my eyes and I see 3 faces staring down at me, doctor and 2 nurses. And I say to them, what happened? And they told me, you had a heart attack. I didn't feel nothing though. Like in the movies, when somebody grabs their chest or fall, down. I didn't experience none of that. Then I told everybody. Told my wife at the time. I told the doctors, and they all looked at me like. And then when my brother came to visit, told them. My son came to visit, I told them. When I was released from the hospital, I told my coworkers. I wouldn't stop. I was like a parrot. And then I realized. And then I talked to my cousin. Told me to read some books, do some research, and I did. I started doing YouTube videos, checking out other people's experiences, seeing if everybody was the same thing. And what I noticed is everybody has a different experience, but a similar, so many ways, but different. You know, people get life reviews. People see their bodies. They see the operation room. I didn't see that. I didn't see none of that. Mine was boom. I was there, and I was brought back. I didn't know because I was a sinner. I had to clean up my act, which I was, and I got closer to God. But it seems like every time I got closer, I got attacked from within, outwards, at work. You know, things. But there was always that memory, vivid memory, and of it. And this is why now I realize why it's so hard to even try to express this, because I'm doing it in the open. Don't care about the length of the video. It's like a confession. I noticed I was into stars and following events, world events, but now when I see it, I see like a different picture, like a TV or like a screen, like a movie screen of knowledge that I didn't have before. Insights into things that I never even knew. I didn't know about this stuff. How do I know about this stuff? I mean, even though I was doing it before, but I was seeing it differently. I was seeing the politics, the world, the planet, the universe, the filament, everything, sound, the vibration, you name it, water, everything's like they look at it differently. How they're alive. Animals were more receptive. I noticed that. But I had problems with relationships. I had problems establishing relationship. I found myself more alone, isolated, abused, but comfortably numb. I was comfortably numb because I knew the other side was there. And I have this strong sentimiento, feeling que mi tiempo esta vez ya está por ahí. Lo estoy viendo. I'm seeing it. I'm feeling it. I see a lot of people that use God's name in vain. They preach one thing, but they're really not what they preach to be. The Bible calls them hypocrites. And I'll be the first to admit that I ain't no saint. I'll be the first to admit I've done wrong. I am not wise. And that's another thing too I learned. Anybody who thinks they're wise, they're just kidding themselves, because you're never going to you're never going to be wise. Let's put it that way, because God will fool you. You think you got something figured out, and next thing you throw a curveball, knuckleball right at you. They think they got it figured out, and next thing back to the drawing board. So why am I putting this out? It could be dangerous, because those that are attacking, because they don't know what they're doing. If I was brought back, why? To be there for my son, even though we don't have the relationship like my former partner had with their children. So what is the mission? What is it that I could offer that might help somebody? And so this is what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to do my best. No, I'm not going to do my best. I'm going to do what comes into my soul, my spirit, my mind, and just speak. They want to cancel me, they could cancel me. There's no freedom of speech anymore. That's a delusion, folks. The Constitution don't mean nothing. You have eyes spiritually open, you can see clear. The war, the sex war between the genders, like the revelation, that dream I had with Revelation 17, verse 5, it is happening right before our eyes. We're heading to war very soon. We're already in a war. Country's been taken over from within. There was a prophet, I don't know if it's Nostradamus or Edgar Casey, or where the ego will fall from within. Try to find it. I had it and I lost that data. So there is another side. And now I know more than ever I'm not alone. And it's difficult to even get to this state and talking about it. So I keep looking at that candle and that focus on the candle. That's probably why I'm talking. And let's see if I can help somebody. Let's see what I could do to share some insights. Because honestly, I see no hope. The only way this is going to be fixed, what you see, is from God Almighty Jesus Christ and all the angels in heaven, all the archangels. That's the only way I see this being fixed. That's all I have to say for now. My mind just went blank. Even if I get one view, it's enough.